When I first heard about the Olga Alexieva Prize, I read about it. I frankly did not think about me. But after a few days, I got a mail from my ex-boss from Give India, for whom I had worked earlier, expressing his desire to nominate me. And I was first of all delighted that the person, because of whom I came into the sector, thought that I was worthy of being nominated. I felt very happy and humbled that time had flown so quickly, and it was already more than a decade in the sector, and I had taken so much from the sector to learn and develop myself, and I thought this nomination will help me to give back to the community or to the voluntary sector, not only in India but maybe to other countries through this award. And then when I became one of the finalists, I was even more excited because it meant that a group of experts had looked at the nomination, and my delight was doubled because we were two finalists from India. And one of the things that made me very happy was an award that was looking at people who had worked on promoting philanthropy, because very rarely people distinguish between promotion of philanthropy vis-a-vis just non-profit work or development work. The other factor that was interesting was that this was looking at emerging societies, emerging philanthropies. So the way this award was structured and what it was trying to recognize was something that was very important. And then being nominated and becoming one of the finalists was indeed a delight, because it meant that our work that we are trying to do in our country was going to get some attention. It certainly is important for our country and for our work in our country, because working on the infrastructure for philanthropy is not something that is easily understood or gets any attention. When anyone thinks of philanthropy, they think of education, they think of health, they think of the operating non-profit. Not many people think about the role of organizations that are becoming enablers or putting in place an infrastructure, making it easier for people to give. So something like this would mean that a lot of people would start thinking about, what is this award trying to recognize. And actually, I did reach out to a lot of people who I knew. My organization had written to a lot of people who I knew when we became the finalists, and it was very encouraging to know that people we did not expect would try to understand the subject. They were actually asking questions about what we were doing, and that was pretty interesting to us. Why is this important for India? India is a great laboratory for various experiments. We are so complex in terms of our problems. At the same time, we are interesting because we're a country of so many countries. I mean, it's a subcontinent with so many differences of language, of culture, of the types of social issues, and how India is trying to do a lot of things in the non-profit space. It has a lot of relevance for other emerging countries. For instance, even within the Guidestar community, we always talk about the phase or the time during which a Guidestar is taking shape in the country. It's very different from when a Guidestar was born in the US. The kind of technology you have today, the kind of other infrastructure, telecom and stuff that we have today is very different from when a similar setup was born in the US. And therefore, anything that we are trying to do together in India with the kind of entrepreneurial spirit that we have, with the kind of energy of a young population that we have, and with widespread technology At the same time, some severe challenges. We think that the story of India always has a lot of relevance for many other countries, and we collaborate and we have partnerships, and that's the model we follow for the work that we're doing in India. And we believe that being a finalist for this particular award is going to make so many more people aware of the kind of work that we're doing, and we are more than happy to share our experience and learn from them.